Welcome to this edition of the Lion Lowdown.
My name is Sharon Burns. I'm Director of Communications and Marketing for Lansing USD 469, and I'm here with Superintendent Dan Wessel.
On this month, we'll be giving you an update on our strategic plan, discussing our outside visitation team and accreditation, making you aware of some upcoming updates with our communication department, and changes coming in the 2022-2023 school year, and then the shout outs as usual.
Best part. So first off, we're going to talk about the strategic planning process, which is rolling along. We had our second and final in-person meeting on January 4th at Lansing High School. So thank you to our members of the committee who participated in that. During that meeting, we gathered action steps for each of our 5 areas. I've listed them out. Successful graduate, that was led by Dr. Alan Penrose. We had a positive culture, so that's talking about employee retention and recruitment, led by Martin Altieri. We had community collaboration and communication, led by myself. We had whole child approach, led by Ascendra Donald and Becca Dalton, and the operations budget and management room, led by Brooks Jenkins and Jennifer Kolb. So this time we had broken out our community members into one of those 5 rooms, and they didn't move around. So they gave feedback on those action steps in those 5 rooms. We had great discussions, did gather a lot of great information. We took all that information, compiled it. Superintendent Wessel, Miles, Aza, and myself met with Bart Schwartz with Greenbush to go through and get all of that information into a document. We then sent it to the other facilitators, made sure that it covered everything, and we'll be sending out a survey to gather feedback from all of the volunteers on all of the areas to make sure everything is represented, and after that it will go to the board. So that'll be a draft. Did I cover everything?
You did an excellent
a lot of
job.
talking there, but yeah.
So you also might be wondering why it helps us to set some goals and on the strategic planning part, but that also leads right into our accreditation cycle for the next time.
Yes.
Last week we had our final outside visitation team that came in and looked at all of our goals that we had set before. One was about curriculum, one was about professional development. Those were our 2 big KISA goals. That's the accreditation cycle in the state of Kansas. And we will be getting our final report back from our outside visitation team at the end of February. So be looking for that. We will then once again take that to the board and inform them. They will be the ones that decide if we're accredited or not our Board of Education, but our outside visitation team through what is called the ARC. Not like Noah and the Ark, but however, it's an accreditation review committee, and that's at the state level. And so as a part of that, this is our 5th year in our accreditation cycle. We will be starting a new cycle, and that's what we'll use that strategic plan process as our needs assessment of what goals that we need to focus on once again as a school district.
So one of the things I'm excited about are some enhancements to the communications that are going to go out. A few of these ideas have come from the actual strategic planning meeting in my room, gathering feedback from community members and staff and parents. Are some ways that we can improve the communication. So one of those was getting a mailer out to the entire community, which is something we've talked about doing anyway. But I want to thank Tim Vandal and Ken Miller with the City of Lansing, who are allowing us to partner with them to be a part of the mailer that will go out from the city. It's called the Lansing Connection. If you get that, you'll watch for a blurb that we have, so we'll be giving updates in that. So we're very grateful that they're allowing us to do that. And again, that came right out of the strategic planning feedback already before we've even started or finalized that process. Right. Something else that I've been working on is a new section on the website that will include some resources for parents, some tips. It can be anything from scholarships for high schoolers, it can be homework help tips, dealing with tragedies in the news, how to communicate those to your parents or to your students. So be on the lookout for that. I'm hoping to have that done, or I should have that done within the month. And then that site will just continue to update, and so you can watch that for different tips.
One of the things that I need to mention, it's not a tip, It's not a trick. It's just some information that's about myself. I resigned as the superintendent of schools. I'm taking a position at the Oskaloosa School District. I've been here for 27 years. Lansing's been extremely good to me and my family. Extremely excited about the things we've accomplished. Everything from being a teacher to an assistant principal to district office, and then the honor of being able to lead as the superintendent of schools. For me, it's about new opportunities and some future growth for myself. At some point in time, leadership, you need new voices, and I think this is a great chance for the Lansing School District. Through our strategic planning process, it had a ton of community input to the selection of a new superintendent. I just wanted to let everybody know that it's been a great run, and I'm excited about some of my new opportunities. And I almost stole a little bit of your thunder about what you're going to talk about next.
Oh yeah, and we want to thank you for everything you've done here. It's been, you've had a lot of fun here in the district office, Superintendent Wessel, and so we're going to miss you.
Thank you.
So for the superintendent search, that process has already started. We are working with the Kansas Association of School Boards. You'll hear that acronym KASB. They're helping lead that search and the hiring process, so that's begun. We will start interviewing in March, so that process will involve feedback from community members. So we'll be sending out a survey of things you're looking for in a leader, so be on the lookout for that in the coming months.
KASB does an excellent job across the state of Kansas, providing that type of service, and there will be great leaders looking to come to this great school district. I know. Lastly is a shout out, and this one goes to Christina Mills and her third grade class. They presented to the administration in December about an idea about they wanted to be able to play with their classmates, that some of them are in wheelchairs or some of them have difficulty with mobility, and so they did the research on what types of things they would like to be able to do, and just kind of wanted to highlight some of the struggles that we have being inclusive on our playgrounds. It was featured on KMBC 9 News after they were presented to our school board in January, and we're currently accepting donations in order to help provide some of the funds. Playgrounds are extremely expensive, and unfortunately, and so we're also looking for help there. And then lastly, there are grant opportunities, but you also have to be able to match some funds in order to do that. So we're looking at all of those possibilities.
Right, and there's going to be a community meeting at 4 o'clock on February 3rd at the library at Lansing Elementary School, which is at 450 West Mary Street. So if you are a community member, you don't have to be even a parent that wants to be involved in the process of getting an updated playground for the elementary and possibly the intermediate school, please consider attending that meeting. I think it'll be a great chance to gather feedback. And I do want to give a shout out those students, and to Ms. Mills and to the STEM teachers who actually helped the kids design a playground, which was really, really cool. It was
very
a
cool.
Neat thing they did. So that's it. That's this edition of the Lion Lowdown. So thank you so much. And
we'll see you in March.
Yeah. Thank you.
Have a good day.